Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello everyone. I hope you are all doing well. I welcome you all in class of Introduction to Real Analysis by Robert G. Bartle. In today's lecture, we will discuss a very nice question, a single problem, question number 11. The statement of this question is, sketch the graph of the equation y is equal to x absolute minus x minus 1. This question is from exercise 2.2. To solve this question, you have to just know what is the definition of x absolute and x minus 1 absolute, where both of these absolute values change their sign. In my previous lecture, I discussed that x absolute is a piecewise function. It consists on three parts. Its value is negative x if your x is negative. Its value is 0 if your x, that is the number inside the absolute, is equal to 0. Its value is positive if your x is positive. In the similar manner, you can define the value of x minus 1 absolute. X minus 1 absolute will be negative if your number inside the absolute, that is x minus 1, is less than 0. If x minus 1 is less than 0, in other words, your x is less than 1. When x minus 1 is less than 0, it means x is less than 1. This is equal to 0 if your x equal to 1. This is positive x minus 1 if your x is greater than 1. So these are the definitions of both absolute values involving in the question. You can verify these definitions with the numerical values. For example, if you take any number that is greater than 1, suppose you take x is equal to 2. If you put x is equal to 2 inside the absolute, this becomes 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 is positive or negative? This is positive. So when you take a positive x, then the number inside x minus 1 is positive. If you take a number that is less than 1, suppose you take x is equal to 0.5, this is less than 1. Now you see the number inside the absolute value, that is x minus 1, this becomes 0.5 minus 1, this is equal to minus 0.5, that is less than 0. So whenever you will take any number greater than 1, the absolute value of this function will be positive x minus 1. When you will take x less than 1, its value is negative. Similarly, when you take x negative, then your absolute value of x is minus x. So it means x absolute and x minus 1 change their signs about the numbers 0 and 1. So firstly, we will write as x absolute and x minus 1 absolute change their sign in the neighborhood mean about, in the neighborhood of x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1 respectively. It means these two numbers will divide the real line into three disjoint parts as. So you will write x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1, we'll divide the real line into three disjoint parts as shown in the figure below. This is my real line, start from minus infinity to plus infinity. This is my first number, x is equal to 0. This is my second number, x is equal to 1. Now the three disjoint regions are, the first region is R1, that is x less than 0. Second region is R2, that lies between 0 and 1. And for this region I am including 0 and 1 both, because for the previous region I am excluded x is equal to 0. My region 3 is x greater than 1. Now we will find the different values of x, that is actually called the branches of this function y, for all of these three regions. So in other words, we can say our function y will be a piecewise function, depend on the values of the regions. For region 1, for next we will write we will make the value of our function y for these three regions. For region 1, when your x is less than 0, if you take any number which is less than 0 and check the behavior of these two values, whether they are positive or negative. For example, if you take x less than 0, suppose you take x is equal to minus 0.5. When your x is minus 0.5, clearly your x absolute gives negative value, because it is predefined. When your x is negative, then the answer is minus x. So for this case, your y will be negative x minus, for this value when x is minus 0.5, what is the answer of this number? This will also negative. When you put x is equal to minus 0.5, this become minus 0.5 minus 1, that is minus 1.5. So your answer is negative here. It means its absolute value is also negative, that is minus x minus 1. So in this case, your y become minus minus plus x minus 1. This is equal to minus 1. So for the region 1, when x is less than 0, your y is minus 1. Next we find for region 2, and in region 2 our x lies between 0 and 1, both are included. Take any point x that lies between these two values. Suppose you take x is equal to 0.5. If you put x is equal to 0.5 in the first number inside the absolute, your answer will be 0.5, that is greater than 0. But when you put x is equal to 0.5 in the second number, this becomes 0.5 minus 1, that is minus 0.5, that is less than 0. So for the region 2, the first value is positive, the second value is negative. So in this case, our function y is, first value is positive, that is x minus. Second value is negative, that is minus x minus 1. So this is x minus minus plus x minus 1, y is 2x minus 1. Next we make our y for last region. Okay. For region 3, when x is greater than 1. Now you take any point, any number which is greater than 1. Suppose you take x is equal to 2. This is greater than 1. Now you put x is equal to 2 inside the absolute values of both of these function. When you put x is equal to 2 here, answer is positive. When you put x is equal to 2 here, this becomes 2 minus 1, that is 1 is also positive. So for the region 3, both of the absolute values are positive. So our function y become x minus 1. This is also positive, so that's why this is x minus 1. This becomes x minus x plus 1, which is equal to 1. So our function y in 3 regions is given by y is equal to, when our x is less than 0, then y is minus 1. When our x lies between 0 and 1, 0 less than x, x less than or equal to 1, our y is 2x minus 1. Lastly, when your x is greater than 1, then your y is plus 1. Now we make the graph of this piecewise function in 3 parts. Firstly, we draw x-axis and y-axis. This is my y-axis and this is my x-axis. Positive x, this is origin, this is negative x, this is my positive y, this is my negative y. The maximum value of y is minimum is minus 1 and maximum is plus 1. So this is y is equal to 1 and this is suppose y is equal to minus 1. As our x is about x is equal to 0 and 1, so take x is equal to 1 here and this is x is equal to 0. Now we draw the graph in 3 parts. What is the first part? The first part is when x is negative, mean to say less than 0, then y is minus 1. Where is x negative? X negative lies in second or third quadrant on the negative x-axis. Your y is minus 1. It means in this portion, your y is always minus 1. This is a straight horizontal straight line. Y is equal to minus 1 when your x is negative. When your x lies between 0 and 1, your graph is y is equal to 2x minus 1. This is the linear function. And the graph of the linear function is always a straight line. This is very simple. When you put x is equal to 0, your y is minus 1. It means the graph is continuous. There is no gap, no hole. It will start at the same point where the last graph ends. So when you put x is equal to 0 in here, y is minus 1. When you put x is equal to 1 here, your graph is 1. And it is also an increasing function. So when your x is 1, your y is 1. So now join these 2 points. Now join these 2 points. So this is the portion where y is equal to 2x minus 1. Lastly, when your x is greater than 1, the value of y is 1. Where is x greater than 1? On the right side. And for this side, your x is always 1. Y is always only 1. So this is the y is equal to 1. So this complete graph show the graph of y is equal to x absolute minus x minus 1 absolute. So this was a very nice and simple question in which you have learned how to sketch the absolute value function. Still, if you find any difficulty, you can message me. Inshallah, I will reply you. In the next lecture, we will discuss some more related questions to this question number 11. If you find this lecture helpful, kindly like, share, and subscribe my channel. See you in the next lecture. Take care. Allah Hafiz.